I want to think that they did it as character development to explain his clothing choices because it was the 80s and he was kind of out there and they needed a way to explain his clothing choices. But all that tells me is that he went to the Renaissance fair. But it doesn't really explain anything. It just, hey, come over to my house. I live with my parents. Let's watch them fuck. And then
go to my clown-filled basement.
You're back. Hello, welcome to Cinematic Problematic. My name is Erin Maxwell.
And I'm Chrissy Redding.
And today we are going to be tackling Purple Rain. Originally titled Dreams and loosely based on Prince's own life, Purple Rain is the story of a Minneapolis musician on the brink of stardom, but whose violent and abusive home life creates a cycle of abuse for himself and acting as a barrier for his own success. Mostly cast of amateurs who were primarily musicians, this is a movie that is much beloved because of the Purple One, and at the time it came out was hailed as a success by critics and audiences alike, both at the box office, and much loved because of that darn soundtrack, which is so gosh darn good.
So sexy, as Jerome would say.
So sexy. Even when Siskel and Ebert reviewed it, Ebert called it the best rock film to come out since Pink Floyd's The Wall, which is big praise from the man. However, recent audience have recently turned on the film. It was deemed misogynistic because of its treatment of women, and reviews of it on Metacritic and on Rotten Tomatoes have caused ratings of it to plummet recently. So we're going to take a look at it and see whether or not we decide to cherish or to chuck it.
I think I know the answer to that already, but let's discuss it.
So, Chrissy, what is your experience with this film?
Okay. So I remember when I was a very, very small child, as most of these episodes is about when we were small children. So my mom went to go see this without me. And I believe that she put me into the Muppets movie or some other children's movie while she went to go watch Purple Rain. And she came out of the theater and I said, how was it? And she said it was fantastic. And then I was really jealous because I was like, well, then I absolutely have to watch it, even though she said I could not see it. But the beauty of having divorced parents is that, oh, yes, you can see it if you have a very permissive father, which I did. So when it came out on cable, I think it was cable or VHS. I watched it and oh my God, like burned on my brain. It was like so sexual. I didn't even know if like my child brain could even handle it. I didn't even know how to interpret Prince as an artist. All I knew is that the album was fire. I loved watching it. It's like a long freaking music video with some bad story sprinkled in for good measure because we have to have that because it's called a movie. But it was exhilarating. It was like the first time I'd seen a movie like where the song, like where one of the songs like really, really, really moved me. And that was Purple Rain. And I thought it was incredible. And I was a Prince fan from then on. And, you know, I do recognize that today a lot of the things that happen in the movie are frowned upon and
Sure.
downright bad. We do not condone these things. However, if you play this movie at Cinespia, I am going to be one of the first people to stand up during the finale and start dancing my ass off. So there you have it. What about you, Erin? What was your experience?
First off, shout out to divorced dads. Without them, I would not be eating eclairs on Saturday mornings, watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, making me the woman I am today.
God bless them.
God bless them. I was aware of who Prince was and loved him on MTV and did not see this movie until it was on Saturday morning matinees when it was cut to shit and almost incomprehensible.
Was it like 15 minutes long?
It was like an hour. Okay, so I think the movie itself was cut to like an hour and 15 minutes with commercials, and they cut out almost all the violence and all the sex. So it just read as a music video to me. And I still enjoyed it immensely, but I had no idea what the plot was. As far as I can tell, the plot was just, when it, like in my little mind, it was just about Morris Day and Prince hating each other.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the only amount of plot that they managed to save.
It was like a schoolyard rivalry.
Yes. And it was because they were fighting over Apollonia, but I had no reason why. So they had cut out all of the violence. They had cut out all of the sex. And not a lot of it made sense. Like the point of the kid's father shooting, trying to take his own life, that was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Beating his mother, that was gone. All of that was gone.
So what spurned on this amazing concert performance if he wasn't traumatized by his father shooting himself in the head?
Whimsy. Just everything was just motivated by whimsy, as far as I can tell.
He's just a moody artist, and now he's just going to bring it.
Yeah. And so when I saw the full movie later on in my life, and I want to say I rented it in college, and that was really the first time I saw it in its full glory, I was a little shocked.
You had no idea.
I had no idea. And then immediately loved it, but was also just kind of clutching my pearls a little bit at the violence of it, because did not realize that he hit Apollonia a few times, did not realize of the B storyline of the abusive family dynamic and dysfunctional between kid, father, and mother. And it was just kind of shocking, actually, how deep the film was.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to call the film deep, but the themes are deep. They attempt to be deep, right? I mean, it's hard to. I mean, we can talk about the criminality of some of the acting in the film, but it's but I think that kind of distracted from the emotional weight that a topic like that should carry. It is a very real topic. It is shocking in parts, I think, but mostly because a beloved artist is doing it, right? And that is where I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to think about Prince in this way, right? So yeah, I think that it's trying. It's trying.
I like the idea that you have this nameless family that's just kid, mother, father, and they're just supposed to kind of represent any family that's going through the cycle of trauma. And I kind of thought that was making a statement.
It does.
The fact that there's only like 3 actors in the film, that does show.
How are you using the term actor?
All right. I mean, Clarence Williams.
Okay. Yeah. Legit.
He's a legit actor. The woman that played his mother, also a legit actor. We can stop there. It's fine. Can stop there. I mean, I think Prince does a great job. And this is definitely his first time out, but I think he does an admirable job.
He's playing himself very, very well.
True.
Right?
And then I am going to stop speaking. And that is the end of my sentence. I have nothing else to add to this conversation, other than the fact that I do love Morris Day and Jerome, and I enjoyed their little dynamic, but that does not make them great actors.
Oh, no. I mean, here's the thing. They were just so over the top that it's like, I don't even know if it qualifies as acting, really. It's just kind of them being, once again, it's like them being themselves, you know? It's like, this is their persona. And they were just like, here is a playground, go and play. And they did.
I think that, and Morris Day has come out and said this, that clearly their performances were fueled by cocaine.
You can tell.
And it was kind of obvious when you see it. And yeah, maybe not Jerome as much, but definitely Morris.
As Daniel LaRusso would say, hey, it's the 80s.
Yeah. Why not?
Show me a film that wasn't fueled by cocaine back then. All right. Shall we mosey on over into crimes?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to lead the way?
Sure. I mean, I'll kick it off. I mean, there's some obvious ones.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish off with some homemade ones.
Yes. Some lesser crimes.
Yes, if you want to call them that, sure. The first one, the most obvious one, we've already kind of dug into this one, is domestic violence. Okay, so this happens on a couple of different fronts from a domestic violence perspective, right? There's violence on women in other one notable scenario, I don't know if I'd call it DV, but first of all, we have Prince's father hitting his mother. Like the only times like that we see them together, he is just beating her. Like he walks in and Clarence Williams III is just like shaking her and slapping her, and her mother's crying and yelling, and Prince gets knocked around by his father trying to protect his mother at one point. That is just, they establish that is just normal. That he is going home. He doesn't want to go in, but he knows he has to. He hears his mother being threatened, and he wants to go and help her. But, you know, little 5'4" Prince isn't much match for Clarence Williams III. And you see that, and you notice that this is just a normal part of his life, which also segues into Prince's own abuse, which Aaron hit on earlier, you know, like the cycle of domestic abuse. He hits Apollonia. when she says she's going to join Morris's group. She buys him a guitar to sweeten it because I think she knows that he's not going to like it. But he hits her, and it's shocking when it happens. I remember seeing that for the first time in when I was a kid and watching it at home, and I was just like, oh, man, like Prince just hit a woman. So that happens a couple of times. It happens another time when Apollonia's out drinking after her show, and she's with Morris, and Prince finds her, and he kind of sideswipes Morris with his bike, and he and Apollonia get into a struggle. He knocks her to the ground, almost backhands her again. It's all bad. It's all very, very bad, shocking shit. You can tell that he does not want to hit her. He realizes it, and then he backs away, but no excuses here. It's just bad all the way around. Erin, anything to add?
Yeah, I had the 2 counts of assault against the kid for hitting Apollonia, 1 count of assault against Jerome for throwing a woman on a dumpster.
Oh, yeah, that was my just plain assault crime.
Yeah, that's an assault crime.
He put her in a dumpster. He literally dumpster.
Picked her up and threw this poor woman into a dumpster.
Like she was an old, useless mannequin.
The 4 counts of assault against father for beating mother. 1 count of an illegal discharge of a firearm from father.
Was it illegal? Is that illegal to use it against yourself?
You know what? I'm not so familiar with Minneapolis firearm laws. But I could only assume because police showed up.
Well, they showed up because he had shot himself in the head.
Let's kind of count it. It's a light.
Okay,
maybe it's a ticket.
Okay, yeah,
it's a ticket.
It's like, don't do that again, sir.
Yeah, don't do that again.
But there was a chalk outline too on the ground, which I mean, do you know the story behind that? Oh, okay. So originally he died. That's why that's why there's a chalk outline on the ground.
Yes.
And they took it out of the film because they were like, oh, that's way too dark. As if shooting yourself in the head is not.
But they originally had Star 80 come out earlier that year, the studio, and that already had a murder-suicide as the ending of that film, which was based on a true story. So they didn't want to have 2 films come out that both ended in a murder-suicide, so they changed the ending of this film.
Right. But they still show the chalk outline, which is interesting. Because usually that just means you're dead, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I thought. Do they still do those?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Was that just like an 80s thing? I don't know.
I mean, I've only ever seen it either as like to make a dramatic point or to make a comedic point.
Right. This one is meant to be dramatic, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. Discharging the firearm. That's another one. Do we know any other like crimes?
Destruction of property when kid destroys the entire basement because that wasn't his basement.
It was his parents' basement.
Yes.
And all the jarred goods.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he literally destroyed like 2 years worth of pickled yams.
And stewed tomatoes.
Yeah.
Those are perfectly good stewed tomatoes.
And a bike. And like literally stuff that I don't see Clarence Williams ever getting on that bike.
And the dolls. The dolls just got smashed.
Yeah.
Jesus. We'll get to the dolls.
A few lesser crimes, and we're going to go back and forth on these. So invasion of privacy with Apollonia and kid watching kids' parents make out was kind of creepy.
That's kind of gross. Like, who wants to do that?
Yeah.
That's like the first red flag, kind of, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why are we doing this? You want to watch my parents make out?
Yeah. So they weren't always hitting each other. There was one point where they were just making out before, like as a prelude to hitting each other.
Yeah.
So
there are a series of things that Prince does in this film that he only gets away with because he's Prince, and Prince is awesome. That is one of them. But that would be a red flag in any other scenario. In any other dating scenario, a guy takes you back to his parents' place where he's renting out the basement and says, hey, want to watch my parents make out?
Theft. Apollonia did skip out on paying that cab fare.
She did.
At the beginning, and that was $37 and $80.
That's like $150 today.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That poor cabbie. She shouldn't have gotten in that cab if she didn't know.
Well, she got away with it, so I guess it's fine.
What would you like to add to this?
Okay, let's talk about some fun crimes. Impersonating a singer, Apollonia. Like, I'm pretty sure impersonating a celebrity is like a crime. She's not a celebrity, but she certainly was trying to pretend like she could sing. I mean, and who cares? If you're dressed in lingerie and gyrating on a stage, you really don't need to know how to sing. And I think that was Morris's point, right?
This is true. It was meant to be Vanity, but Vanity ducked out at the last minute, so they brought in Apollonia. Mm-hmm. I thought she did a fair job.
She's, for what Listen,
what it
whatever.
is.
It's like
Sure.
sex shooter is not, some kind of like.
It's not a classic.
It's not a fucking aria.
No one's asking for it at clubs.
No.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I mean, it's a great karaoke song if you can't sing.
Sure.
Awesome.
You know what? And I'm going to start adding that to my repertoire.
I think that we both should.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get a third and do Apollonia 6.
Yes.
Why they're called Apollonia 6, I'm still not sure, but whatever. Because there's only 3 of them.
I'm sure it was Prince's favorite number.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And it sounds better
than
Apollonia 3, I guess.
Yeah.
And 6 is kind of like sex, which is always on Prince's mind back in the 80s.
God bless that man.
Oh my God, he's so sexy.
So good.
Okay, another crime.
Emotional distress for every child and Prince fan under the age of 15 that begged their parents to go see this movie and then had to sit through that very graphic and hot sex scene.
Oh my God. Prince literally went to the director and no, we're gonna fuck. We're gonna get and he's like, well, I can't show the fucking part. He's like, well, then show the part where I'm massaging her clitoris, please.
So I remember we went to go see this at Cinespia, and we brought another friend with us who had never seen this film, and I remember hearing her audibly gasp when that scene came on, and I don't blame her at all.
No, it's not pretend touching. It is full on he's doing it.
That entire cemetery during that scene gasped and was like, oh my God, more so than the concert scenes.
I didn't, because it was literally the 100th time I've seen this movie.
Yes.
And so I knew it was coming.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
And more yes. So to this day, I think that's one of the most sexual scenes I've ever seen, without reenacting penetration.
Right, because everything is kind of it's just hotter because it's just alluded to.
It's hotter, and Prince, they seem into it. They seem like they're loving it.
He looked like he knew what he was doing.
Oh, he totally knew what he was doing.
And
I think that this was the part where all women were just yep, Prince knows what he's doing, right? It's just he knows where everything is. As you would imagine with somebody who is that confident and that sexual, it's yes, he knows where the buttons are.
Yeah, he's just a wee little sex elf that God blessed us with. And oh my God.
He's so hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah,
this is going to be a theme that you're going to hear a lot of.
We're just going to keep on repeating it because, oh my God.
A thesaurus.
I'm about to turn on my air conditioner because we just keep talking about Prince and his hotness.
God damn.
Dang. Even in the heels.
We were blessed. In the 80s, in the 90s, we were blessed for such a long time.
We really were. Okay, can I do a little bit of counter programming now?
Sure.
That we talked about how sexy he is. Another giant red flag for any other man. The amount of clowns this man had in his bedroom and in his green room. The puppet. I don't know if you call it a clown, but it's kind of creepy.
Harlequin clown masks.
Harlequin clown mask in the... Okay, picture it, ladies. Okay, you go out on a Tinder date. He takes you to his parents' house where he's renting out the basement. Once again, red flag. Next red flag. You go down into the basement, and it's a bordello clown car. Fucking, clowns everywhere, porcelain dolls, red fabric, glittery shit. It's do you stay or do you run?
Well, neither, because that's clearly where you're going to die. If you try to run, some sort of mechanism is going to come out and cut your Achilles heel and stop you from escaping.
It's one of his favorite piano chords that's a tripwire. It's you're lucky if you're crawling out of that basement. That is not any good vibes unless you are Prince.
At some point, you are going to wake up in a corner of that room wearing a ruffled collar and some sort of clown mask, and that is your fate for the rest of your short life.
Yeah, you become a clown. You become one of the clowns sitting on a chair in the corner, just like in Poltergeist, but you're life size now.
I want to think that they did it as character development to explain his clothing choices because it was the 80s and he was kind of out there and they needed a way to explain his clothing choices. But all that tells me is that he went to the Renaissance fair. But it doesn't really explain anything. It just, hey, come over to my house. I live with my parents. Let's watch them fuck. And then
go to my clown-filled basement. No. The only thing that makes that basement hot is the fact that Prince is in it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Every other signal is a signal to run for your fucking life. So, yeah, clowns, crime. Sorry. It was.
But then, he'll finger you on his princess bed. It's all good.
Wow. Okay, this is an R-rated. This is more R-rated than Purple Rain almost. But I'm into it. Let's keep talking. One of my good crimes, I mean, speaking of which, is that Prince is like so sexual, it's criminal. Like he's like a new category of sexual being.
Again, I think at this point, and then continuing on for most of his career, Prince, until he found God, he painted himself as almost like a pseudo-sexual fantasy creature, because he always had pictures of him with like prancing ponies and Pegasuses and purple like dreamscapes, and he's always nude or like alluded to the fact that he was like offering to take fans to bed, and it worked. It was great. There's no one else it would have worked with, but it worked for him.
It totally worked for him. And you know what? Even beyond, like, even after he was kind of like, he went into his Jehovah's Witness phase, like, do you remember like the Super Bowl performance?
Yeah.
It's like one of the best Super Bowl performances of all time. And like, but okay, so it starts raining, which is just amazing. And the silhouette of him with like against the fabric, and he turns around and he's like using that guitar, I'm sorry, in a very phallic way. And it was very non-innocent. And everybody knew exactly what he was doing. He snuck one in for us. He snuck one in for the early fans, and I was there for it.
When did he go all in with his religion?
I don't know the exact year.
Like, it was after the yellow suit.
After the yellow suit, it was after Cream for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was after. I think it was like. I want to say mid-90s. Yeah, I would probably peg it at. Sorry, peg. Anyways. We're just talking about sex too much. I think it was mid-90s, mid to late 90s. We can check. We can look that up, though. That's why I think it was so surprising during the Super Bowl when he did that. I was kind of like, all right, thank you. Thank you for giving us that little morsel of sexuality. I'm here for it. And I'm sorry, but nobody stopped thinking about him as a sexual person even after he became a Christian. It's like, it's just impossible.
Yeah, he stopped performing his like sexual songs and most of his dirty songs in concert, but they're remembered fondly.
Yeah, I remember when I went to go see him at the Forum. God, forever. It was like 21 nights in Los Angeles.
Yes, I did that as well.
Yeah.
He had a small residency in Los Angeles at the Forum.
It was
and they were every show he performed at was magical.
It was one of the best musical performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
And you weren't allowed to bring your phone in.
Right.
Very
I remember.
strict. And you didn't know who the opening act was.
Or you didn't know who his special guest. He always had like a special guest.
Right. Mine was Chaka Khan.
Oh, we got Maceo, the sax player, but it was fine. Whatever. It was still Prince on stage. But what was funny is that he would pretend to start playing Darling Nikki, and he'd be like, no, no, no. And it's like, dang it.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. He wanted us to remember Darling Nikki without playing it for us.
Yeah. And one of the crimes of this movie, and I'm just going to throw this out there, is the fact that he performs Darling Nikki, and everybody in this movie is bummed about it. And that is a crime.
That is like the most unrealistic part of the movie to me.
Yeah, because it's during the part of the movie where he's supposed to be entering his dark phase because he's supposedly lost his love and his career is on a weird track, and it's just supposed to be lost in his own thoughts and everything seems to be slipping away. So his music is supposed to be reflecting that. And so he gets on stage and he's wearing the sex mask and he's shirtless and he's performing Darling Nikki. This is a great performance of that treasured song.
It is so good.
And people in that audience do not realize how lucky they are to see this. And everybody looks bummed.
It's like, why? That was like one of the things I never understood too about this. It was like the club boss or whatever his name is.
Right.
He was always just like, what's up with this one song? Shit. And he would like just totally like curse Prince out after like killing it on stage. It's just like, it's like, yeah, you suck. It's like telling like Barack Obama, it's like, you suck at speeches. You know, it's just like, what the fuck was that? And it's like, no, nobody's going to tell him that.
No.
Nobody's going to say that.
Like, there was that scene where Prince is playing guitar and then I think it was Wendy got on her knees and started mimicking oral sex. It was a great performance.
Great performance.
Such a good performance. And everybody's super like upset about it. And I'm like, all of you have terrible taste.
But speaking of which, can I, just for a second,
Yeah.
Speaking of performances, the best performance in this movie, Wendy. She's good.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody else, well, I mean, I'm not going to say her because I love Prince, but everybody else.
I don't think it was a performance. I think she was really pissed off at the way Prince treated her because I think that he actually treated her that way.
Well, you know what? They captured it on camera beautifully. She was great.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. Just want to give her a little gold star. Just a little bit. Sprinkle in a little positivity while we're talking about the crimes.
Wendy, you did good.
You did good, Wendy. You really lived in the moment. You made it real for me. Thank you.
Gold star.
Gold star. All right, we can get back to it.
All right. So we talked a little bit why we cherish it. We cherish it because of the soundtrack. We cherish it because of Prince.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Morris Day.
Okay.
You're saying that through gritted teeth.
No, it's fine. Okay. Let's talk about Morris.
I love Morris. I don't know if this is where we split ways.
No. It's not. I love Morris too. I don't know why. It's just difficult for me to articulate my feelings for Morris in this film. Like, he's obviously comic relief.
Yes.
He is completely over the top, which is fine. That's the job that they gave him. Him and Jerome are just very, I don't know. They're just a very unique. It's like, has there ever been like another dynamic like this in film?
I mean, they obviously were trying for kind of a Laurel and Hardy kind of dynamic there. They
who's on first?
Yeah, they do a Abbott and Costello who's on first kind of bit there for a bit. I think that's what they're going for. It always blows my mind that he's like 25 in this because everybody in this film looks 35, but they're all in their 20s.
No, you know what's funny is that Apollonia is supposed to be 19,
right?
And she looks 36, like a fabulous 36, but still.
She's also like 24, I think, in real life.
Probably. I mean, still, like people age differently back then, man. I mean, you know what's funny is that Jerome, like if you take him out of the suit and you put him like a Northwestern hoodie or something, he looks like a college student. Like he has like a baby face kind of. Morris, for some odd reason, I don't know. It's like he doesn't look old. It's just that I think it's like the hair, the mustache,
the suit.
Like if you shaved off the mustache, you'd probably look younger because he's got like those freckles are very youthful and everything too. So I don't know.
I've always been a Morris Day fan. I think it was Oak Tree because I think Oak Tree was such a catchy song. I didn't understand quite that they were selling me that he was the reason people came to the club.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time trying to buy that, but I liked him as the villain.
Oh, he's a great villain.
Yeah.
He's a great villain. He's laughable. He's not like a serious villain. It's like, oh, is he really going to win? I don't think so, right? He's got a snazzy assistant who carries around a mirror for him, which is kind of cool. But I mean, if we're talking about going toe-to-toe, performance for performance, I mean, obviously Prince is the draw. So the fact that Prince is like struggling and to get respect is one of the things about the film that just doesn't compute. Blue. Sorry.
I think also that he has Morris has just some of the best lines. Like he just has you should come to my house. It is so exciting.
He has a brass waterbed.
Yeah. Kind of want to go to your house.
I just want to see a brass waterbed, to be honest with you. I don't want to get anywhere near it though.
He has Italian chefs.
Okay. Here's the thing that's funny about Morris Day versus Prince. They are both kind of skirting that masculine feminine line. Right? They're both kind of going for that same kind of vibe. But for some odd reason, I can't imagine. Prince is so much better in bed.
I mean, I can't imagine Morris with anybody other than Jerome.
It's so true.
But he really is very masculine, though.
Who? Morris?
Morris.
What?
He is.
No.
I mean, he's throwing women in dumpsters.
That's not masculine, though. I mean, he's throwing women in dumpsters, but the way that he's very vain, right? Which gives him kind of more of a feminine kind of aura.
I mean, in actuality. I mean, in real life. In real life, Morris Day.
I'm not even talking about in real life Morris Day.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what do you think? Okay. What about in movie Morris Day, in Purple Rain Morris Day?
Again, no one but Jerome.
I can't even picture it. Yeah. But whatever, it's fine.
But women seem to flock to him, or just women in Minneapolis are just really fame crazy.
Maybe. I
And,
mean,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
It just, he doesn't give off the same like sexual energy that Prince does. There's just
No.
something very, very, very special and particular about it.
I mean, I think it's the metallic suits. It looks like if he was to run very, very fast, it would like cause a fire.
Maybe. That's a talent. I don't know.
I do like Clarence Williams' performance in this.
It is the most intense part of this entire movie.
Yeah.
It is because he looks out of his mind. He looks out of his mind, like either like he's totally wasted. His eyes are always bloodshot. There's no humor in it. There isn't any levity at all in his performance.
He's not endearing in any way. And I think like many people at this point mostly knew him as Link from Mod Squad, where he was very endearing.
Mm-hmm.
And modern audiences mostly know him from Tales from the Hood,
Mm-hmm.
where he is the over-the-top and very, very endearing like host. So
Right.
yeah. And so Mr. Sims, that was the name, Mr. Sims from Tales from the Hood.
Oh my God.
But yeah, but he brings gravitas, I guess, to this film.
Absolutely.
One of the few actual actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he is like, wait, who else? Was there anybody else? Oh, well, the wife.
The wife, Olga, I can't.
Wait, I have it.
Yeah.
I have it. Her name is Olga Karlatos. Yep, Karlatos.
Yeah, but she's given so minimal. I don't know if she had a larger role in a different cut.
She basically had one line and it was like, "You're crazy," and that's it. That they didn't give her a lot to do.
They didn't give her a lot to do.
She's crying, she's being shaken, and she's saying that line.
Right. She can take a hit.
Yeah. It's like not. It's they. Yeah. Not didn't give her the most to do. I wish we could have like gotten more sentences out of her or something. Like maybe like a moment between her and Prince about like why do you put up with or something. You know. I don't know. Maybe it was cut. Have no idea.
The other reason why we might cherish it. Do you have other reasons? I've like a few more.
Are we in the Chuck or Cherish?
Yeah, I believe so. We're still chatting about it, like why we enjoy this.
Okay. I mean, look, it is a 90-minute marketing material concert film for Purple Rain. And that is all it fucking needs to be. Like, the fact that they sprinkled in story, fine. But it is exhilarating watching this film. It is exhilarating watching Prince perform on stage. If you never got to see him live in concert, this is probably the next best thing that you're going to get. And this is like still one of my favorite albums of all time. And it will probably continue to be until the day that I die. And despite problematic parts, I still love this movie. And every single time, every year that they say it's going to play at Cinespia, I am there for it. Like, the good way outweighs the bad.
You
in
know,
my opinion.
There are so many times that this kind of movie has been made and it's been so fluffy. Like basically both Nickelodeon and Disney prides itself on making movies like this, where we're just going to put out a fluffy kind of soundtrack that's going to show about why we want to be famous, put out a soundtrack. And it's like, it's the Miley Cyruses. It's the, that kind of, we've seen this movie 1,000 times, but we've never seen this movie.
Right. I don't think that it's been recreated since.
No.
Like, I don't, and honestly, it's just because he's such an electric performer. Like,
it is.
They've tried to,
he's mesmerizing.
he is. It's like they've tried to do biopics and stuff before, but they do it like with actual actors, like playing other musicians, and it's usually not the musicians playing themselves. And so therefore, it's like you really don't get the same kind of electricity from the performances, like the musical performances, that is, that you do here. It's like the inverse of like what a biopic is today. It's just like you get actors pretending to be musicians, and sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. But here it's like you had a musician playing basically himself and doing his own music, and that just made it just incredibly entertaining and just so, just like you said, mesmerizing. And it's like you just want to watch this guy perform all the time. It's just so good.
There's that moment where Kid talks with his father and he realizes that him and his father share the same fears and had the same goals at one point. And that he is deathly scared of becoming his father, of failing and living in a shitty house and beating his wife and taking out all of his anger and all of his fears on a poor woman. And then just creating the cycle. And then realizing that that's exactly what he's doing. Because in the next scene or 2 scenes later, he is hovering over Apollonia. He's about to hit her and he's shaking. And that whole series of events, I feel, sets this movie apart. And it may not do what it, like, have that message successfully, but it has a message. And whether or not you feel that message is successful is up to you. I feel it is successful. You may feel differently. But I enjoy that it is trying to be different in what it is doing rather than just being a movie that is trying to sell a soundtrack.
Yeah, no, I mean, +1, everything that you just said. I think also this movie is trying to make it kind of like a celebration of music. Like music kind of like conquers all, right?
Yeah.
Because like Prince obviously is not a fan of his father, but he finds his music, right? And like that one song is called Father Song that he finds his father playing, which, by the way, fun fact, Prince was actually playing that. And I think his father actually wrote that. So beautiful, beautiful song too. But the fact that he is able to take the good, right? And like try to leave the bad behind. It's like, what good can I take from like my father and carry on with me, but leave the rest of the stuff? And I think that's like the big challenge for him in the movie, right? It's like, how do I not become my father, but still retain like the good things that could come out of this man, right? And at the end, Apollonia kind of forgives him, seems like, after he does a killer set, you know, and because music conquers all. Now, do I agree with that? Do I think that she should stick around and see what happens? Probably not. Because men who abuse typically don't just snap out of it after they, you know, have a great night on stage. So that part still kind of bothers me a little bit. But I think that what it is trying to say is just like, you know, how do we move on from kind of like the legacies of our parents? How do we find the good that we can carry on, you know, in spite of their faults? And also, it's saying something about music. It's saying something that like music can be transformative and it can move people and it can erase trauma, you know? And that message, I think, is kind of cool. Does it manifest itself perfectly? No. But I do think that that is a cool message that it's trying to send.
In the end, he does redeem himself because he has been treating Wendy and Lisa so badly throughout most of the film that when he does finally play their song and writes lyrics for it and performs it and moves the entire crowd, it's just this lovely, heartbreaking moment where it's a tribute to his father, it's a tribute to his mother, it's a tribute to his band and his bandmates that he have put through so much, including an impromptu puppet show.
I mean, some things can't be forgiven, but damn.
It's just, you know, and he sings this song of forgiveness in a way.
Yeah. I mean, and you can like see it in their faces too, like Wendy and Lisa, when he's like about to play the song, they're looking at each other like, oh my God, it's actually going to happen. And it's like such a sweet moment too. And that first note, can't. It's like,
and then he shows off his dance moves.
And then and then he brings it and then it becomes a party. And that's when it became a party at Sinespia too. Like during I Would Die For You. Yeah. And everybody just like, and 4,000 people just stood up and just started dancing their butts off. It's like we felt it. We were filled with the spirit.
We were the Prince spirit.
The Prince spirit. Yeah. So I mean, happy ending, I guess, for all involved. Even Morris and Jerome are grooving out at the end of the movie. It's like all is forgiven.
Everything. They were lifted by Purple Rain, and then they celebrated with Prince with his victory of winning over the crowd.
Yeah, which is the most important thing, obviously.
Keeping their spot as an opening band for Morris Day.
Once again, we know where our priorities are. But no, I mean, end of the day, this film, I think that there are more people that love it than hate it still. And I think that, but I think that if you're going to show this movie to anybody who is uninitiated to Prince or to 80s movies in general, they're probably not going to like it very much because of the domestic violence and because of the misogyny and all that and all of those things and the bad dubbing. But that's another story for another time.
I think I can end with my favorite quote from Letterboxd from user Jordan Rowe, who wrote, "A classic case of, I know what's wrong with this film, but I just don't care."
That is beautifully said. And I think a perfect way to end our recording right now and our podcast. Thank you, Aaron. This has been fun.
Thank you, Chrissy. It has been fun.
Are we both going to just go and masturbate to Prince right now?
I'm not going to say any comments on that.
You can have the bathroom. It's fine.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.